I first made one for my grandmother. She used to work on a paddle steamer called the Alpha. And, what do you get your grandmother that's got everything, you know? So I thought, well, why not make a model? Because I was making a big sailing ship model, 36-inch ones, of plastic. And so I thought, have a crack at paddle steamers. And because I grew up with stories from her all of my life, you know. So anyway, I tracked the people down that had the Alpha. It took nearly 3 years. Then I drew up some rough plans, and I thought, I'll start making it now. And I was just starting making it, and we had to rush my grandmother from Renmark to the Flinders Hospital in Adelaide. And she passed away when she was in there. So I had this boat partly finished, and crikey, what do I do now? Anyway, my auntie, she lives here, Phil Brown, she wanted it, so I gave it to her. And like I was saying, this Alpha here is number 12, so there's 11 before that. And I just got sick and tired of making one Alpha after the other, because uncles and aunties and friends with Granny, you know, they all wanted an Alpha. So I thought, I'll blow this, I've had enough of this, so I'll make something else. And here's the result. Really, once you make one, you've got the hull, so you either got to stretch the hull and make the hull wider and a bit higher. Then you can add anything else to it, you know. It sounds easy, but from a lot of headaches. You know, the Pevensey there, that was 540 hours went into that alone. And then one of the Marions I got over here, that was 550 hours went into that. You know, some days everything will go nice and easy, and the next day it struggle, nothing goes right. And then, I have been known to put my fist through one of them, and I thought, now that was stupid. Now I've got to turn around and remake it again. So,
what are they made out of, Rodney, predominantly?
Well, balsa wood. Then there's all the decking. That's all pop sticks, ice cream sticks. Just snip the ends off, and there they are. You got your planking, and for the side timbers there, that's all the same thing.
You didn't have to eat all the ice creams, did you?
No. I did to start off with, and then there was a place in Pirrick, and I found out they sold big packets of them, about 1,000 in a packet, you know, or the fences I call them. They've got a special name, but I don't know what the heck it is. But I use gyprock joining tape for that. The chimneys are water pipes, and the little galley chimney there, that's a drinking straw. The glass in the windows from clear cake containers. See the paddle wheel covers here? That's cornflakes packets. On the Pevensey, I got it look like a metal deck, and you can see the rivets. Well, they're all pins. 1,000 pins that went into making that one.
What about the barrels and the wool bales there?
Yeah, well, the barrels, that's an old broom handle. No, shovel handle. And then I got a little miniature lathe, a wood lathe, and you just measure it and just shape it. Then cut them off, make blanks, and then you stick the little strips of wood around it. And the wool bales, they're blocks of balsa wood that's shaped, and I just get the hot glue guns and wrap the glue around an adhesion bag around and trim it all up, and it comes up looking like a wool bale.
And I suppose I have to ask, do you have any favourites?
Oh, I sure have. My favourite is the Marion. She's at Mannum now. She's the absolute queen of the Murray, I reckon. You couldn't get none better. That would cause a stir.
Why is it the Marion for you?
You get aboard there and you can smell the smoke, you know, the eucalypt in the smoke, and you get inside where the engine room is, the boiler room, and you get the steam, and you can smell the oil in the steam, and then the smoke mixes all with that. Oh, I just melt away, and that's it, I vanish. Melt down in a heap through the floorboards, that's it, I'm gone. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful smell of that.
So it has an amazing effect on you. Do you still travel on the paddle steamers now?
Whenever I can. They're having something to do with Moorbeen, and the Ruby is going from Wentworth to Moorbeen, And I've been invited to have my boats up here then, and we're going to have them in the Ruby. Yeah. And boy, am I looking forward to that. And they've done a beautiful job with the Ruby. Oh, gee. So, and I've actually saw it when it was in Frothby Park, just sitting on a cement block. Now you see it now, she's up and running. Oh, gee whiz. Talk about the birth of the phoenix or whatever it is. And gorgeous. I've never seen nothing like it. So now I've got two favourites now.
So the question has to be, have you ever put any of these replicas on the water?
Well, the smaller ones, I know they float because they fit in my bathtub. But as for these bigger ones, you know, they're bigger than my blooming bathtub, so I can say the little ones float. So if the little ones float, the big ones will too. Yeah. And I have had the Proud Mary there. I have put that in the port, at Port Pirie, and I had to lay down in the water, and I got about a metre away from it and took photos of it. It had the silos in the background, and when I did the photo, it looks just like the real boat.
What's the most common question people ask you when they meet you?
The biggest one is, do all these boats go up and down the Murray, or have they been on the Darling? That's the main one. And the answer to that is darn near all of them been on the Darling, because most of the boats I've made is what my grandmother was telling me about, that she's seen up and down on the voyages. I was actually lucky enough to meet Pearl Wallace, Captain Pearl Wallace, the first lady I was telling you about, to get her skipper's licence. I knew her personally right up until the day she died. And if I needed any advice, I'd ring her up and she'd give me the advice on the phone. She was that good, 94 when she died, and she could tell me that the size of the bolt head, the size of the shank, that's the long bit, what the gap of the thread was, even what size the nut head was. She could give you all that, and the crikeys. Oh, she was phenomenal, she was.
And have you ever thought of putting one in a bottle?
Plenty of times. And I've seen how they do it, and no thanks, far too hard. That's well and truly in the too hard basket. Forget about that idea.